In this video, I want to talk to you guys about a fragrance from Kai Fragrance called Orange Moon. Now, this particular scent is his older variation or his older formulation of this fragrance. I love the way that this juice looks. Beautiful, beautiful colored juice on here. Really dark, just rich orange, almost red. But smell, oh no. This one here is his newer formulation of the same fragrance. And this one has more of a clear label, got that holographic text on the front there. And it's just, to me, in my honest opinion, this is night and day, the way that these smell. This one, honestly, the first formulation, smelling it now is much more pleasant. This one smells like it's been sitting for like 2 days, 3 days. This has calmed down to like a very smooth amber, a smooth floral amber with maybe like a patchouli or a wood or something like that resting underneath. This one is settled down really nicely. But when you first spray it, it has like this really odd sort of, I want to say like mop water kind of a vibe, or pine saw vibe. Oh, that is so rough. It's just something about that. It just smells like mop water. And it doesn't smell like fresh mop water. It smells like it's been used a couple of times and like the water got brown. Oh, I don't like that. That opening is really rough. And I just couldn't really get past that in that old formulation. But with the new formulation, much lighter, much more of a goldish orange on that new variation. A different presentation with the bottling and everything. This is the atomizer. When you first smell this, it comes off like a gourmand. It comes off like a orange and a Tootsie Roll. I kid you not, that's the way it comes off. It hits it reminds me of Chocolate Greedy, but Chocolate Greedy, the chocolate in that one is much more warm. It's much warmer, it's more vibrant, more loud and kind of in your face. And the orange is a bit more opulent. This one, that orange vibe that you're getting, it's a bit more subdued, but it's still there. But that Tootsie Roll sort of a vibe is there, man. Like it's something like chocolatey happening in there. And then there is something that feels almost waxy. And that's what reminds me of a Tootsie Roll. Because it has like something that's almost sort of wax-like happening. As this sits on your skin a little while, it begins to get dry. It becomes dry, smokier, in my opinion. There's like this slight hint of powderiness that comes up. So the chocolate vibe goes from being waxy to almost powdery, almost like a cocoa powder, which is, I love that sort of accord, that sort of a vibe in a fragrance, that cocoa powder vibe. I love it. I'm crazy about that. It gets dry. It's just a very interesting fragrance. So I took some notes. Now, sometimes you'll wear a fragrance, you'll forget what you thought about it. You'll misjudge some things. And so allowing yourself to just wear it and take some notes on it, it definitely helps out. This one I put Orange Moon. I get a, matter of fact, let me pull up so that I can show you guys my notes. So here it says, I get a round And fruity orange cocoa, there is some airiness, something slightly salt-like, a musky dust fruity smell, maybe a vanilla bean absolute or patchouli. As it sits, something comes up that gives me a libidinum and amber-like hint, almost tar-like, balsamic resinous vibe, kind of incensey as well, left with a dry, dusty, spiced, sweet, smoky cocoa powder wood, like dry down. So my guess for the notes were amber, cocoa, vanilla bean absolute, vanilla bean or absolute, some smoky woods, tonka, alimi or libinum, musk, incense, ambergris, as well as patchouli. Those were my guesses for this fragrance. I really enjoyed just the way that this fragrance unfolded. I love that sort of incense vibe, that smokiness vibe, the woodiness, that chocolate, that powdery cocoa vibe that I was catching. This is a really good scent. It's perfect for the fall, perfect for the winter. Date night, close encounters, you reaching across, put your hand on her shoulder kind of deal, and she get a whiff of this on your wrist or something like that. I think that's a perfect touch. It's not doing too much. It's a great unisex fragrance, very fluid. A guy could rock this as well as a woman. So let's take a look online at the actual notes and see what we got. All right, so we got up Orange Moon pulled up here, and it says Orange Moon is a fragrance that encapsulates the enigmatic spirit of the neo-soul singer herself, drawing inspiration from her music and aura. This perfume is a harmonious blend of rich, sensual notes that evoke a sense of mystery and self-assuredness. The fragrance notes, the first note laid out is chocolate essence. So I'm assuming that would be a chocolate accord. So there may be various things that contributes to that particular note. This vibrant note infuses the fragrance with an invigorating, seductive aroma, symbolizing Erykah Badu's passion for self-expression and authenticity. So this is a fragrance that's patterned and somewhat inspired by Erykah Badu. So that's awesome. Patchouli essence. The earthy and grounding scent of patchouli pays homage to Erykah's deep connection to nature and her down-to-earth authenticity. It adds a warm, comforting layer to the fragrance. The next note is incense accord. A touch of incense brings a spiritual and transcendent quality to the perfume, reflecting Erykah's exploration of consciousness and spirituality in her music. And oud extract, the exotic and intoxicating oud, adds a sensual and mysterious depth, mirroring the sultry, magnetic presence that Erykah Badu exudes on stage. I can definitely see the connection with that, and especially with that one of those album covers. I believe the scarf she had on was like orange and black or something like that, or close to those colors. And I remember that, so that could be like a nice little play into it as well. Beautiful woman. She'd be on some extra stuff, but when you just see her, just her physical appearance, she is like breathtakingly gorgeous. We were, as far as the notes, we were on the money with all of these. Now, our extra guesses that we put in there aren't stated in this, but they may be inside of what's considered the chocolate essence, what's considered the incense accord, and maybe the patchouli essence. Maybe it's a few more things going into some of those accords. So we may be having a few more guesses in there. But so far as what they have in here, we guessed all of those on the money. So I'm definitely glad about this round of guessing. Spending time with the fragrance, trying to catch the characteristics is really important to me. Spend time with it and catch what it's doing. You may not be able to always guess a note, but you can pick up on a characteristic. You can pick up on that it's damp or that it's dry, powdery. that is airy. You can pick up on saltiness. You can pick up on sweetness. And so those things can kind of lead you in the direction of possibly being able to either guess what the note is or at least a roundabout. And once you start to associate those notes with that type of smell, it becomes easier to recognize it. With patchouli, that was the first thing I was able to recognize in the old variation. And recognizing different types of patchouli. The one that I'm used to catching is that sort of soil, earthy, almost sparkling soil type of patchouli. That's the one that I'm used to catching. It's almost grassy. That's the one I'm used to. And then you get like one that has like a bit of a chocolatey kind of a vibe. That one may be playing into this one as well. And it may be some of that located inside of the chocolate accord as well. But just being able to spend time with that and recognize that some ouds give off like a chocolate vibe, and then you throw an incense in there, it kind of helps with that sort of powdered vibe that I was catching. But just spending time with the fragrance and just really enjoying it. The first formulation is on this arm. I still don't like it, but when it dries down, it's much more tolerable and it's much more enjoyable, especially on the tester strip. After day one, it was really nice to catch that on the tester strip, but sometimes it takes a long time to get past that initial opening. But the second formulation is enjoyable right out of the bottle. As soon as you spray it, you're gonna instantly enjoy it. And as I've said before, this is Orange Moon. This is their new variation. Like I said, like a nice goldish orange on that. Great atomizer, perfect. They're just a beautiful scent, perfect for the fall, perfect for the winter. I really like this one. I think he did a tremendous job creating this particular fragrance. With the old formulation, I really love the color. I love the how it changes up. This one changes up quite a bit more. And this one changes up quite a bit as well. This one becomes a bit softer. The amber comes up in a much more of a subtle and softer way. It becomes a bit more airy and sort of balances itself out as it dries down. With this one has more of like the same, sort of like the same characteristics. You get more of like this amber, this dryness kind of comes up, this powderiness kind of comes up a little bit more. There's a slight woody presence. The oud isn't really misbalanced. Everything in this one is balanced really well. There's nothing really outshining anything else. I really love the way that this one comes together. So I'll drop a link in the description where you guys can check out this fragrance for yourself. Take a look around at their website, see if anything catches your attention, anything catches your eye. I got about 4 other fragrances from the house that I gotta check out and do some spending time with. So you'll be hearing some more from me from this house of Kai fragrances. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will catch you guys soon.